Hello guys, buenas tardes and welcome to Cartagena, Colombia. I have officially passed into the northern hemisphere and we get our first view of the Caribbean Sea. Can you see it over there? Pretty sweet. So Cartagena is one of the most important cities in the Spanish colonial times. Basically all of the gold that was collected by us conquistadors was brought here before getting shipped back to Spain. The city is beautiful, the architecture is crazy. And today we start the video here at the San Felipe de Barajas Castle, which is probably the most important historical site here, named a UNESCO heritage site in the 1980s. We'll talk about it a little bit more once I'm out of this rain. Okay guys, so built in the 17th century with the use of slave labor, slaves brought from West Africa shipped across the Atlantic by the Spanish. This fort is widely regarded nowadays as one of the most innovative in all of the Americas. It's the largest fort built by the Spanish, and it was used to defend against British and French attacks as they were looking for the gold, both pirates and privateers backed by the States. People like Francis Drake is probably the most notable one. Look at this place, man, it's crazy. Paid about $10 US to get in here. Thought about trying to sneak in, but I think if the crews of Francis Drake couldn't get in, I'm not sure I would have been able to either. So the Spanish got a big return on their investment in 1741 when an invading British force that was about 4 times the size of the defending Spanish fleet was defeated by the use of this fort. You can see here where the cannons used to be, now replaced with binoculars for tourists. How typical was this rain, man? I was having a chill day yesterday. I got like terribly sunburnt at the beach. Now the first day I tried to bring my non-waterproof camera out. The heavens just open. And I gotta walk back to my hostel as well. So hiding from the rain in these tunnels that we use to alert people on the other side of the fort of invading forces. Pretty incredible how, in what great condition it's in to this day. For a brief break in the rain, we actually got a good example of how well run the irrigation systems were, because it seriously bucketed it down, but there's hardly any water on the floor at all. Impressive stuff. This is one of the main defensive batteries. All of these little crevices would have had enormous cannons in them facing out across the city. This place is cool, man, but I think I need to head off before it starts raining again. Look at this street, man. Only rained for 20 minutes. It's completely flooded. And I need to cross. Alright guys, we've got to cross the bridge back over to the Gethsemane neighborhood where I'm staying. It was once a place for the lower class back in colonial times, but it's now been super gentrified. Bastard tourists like me. Look at the state of the riverside, guys. Pretty tragic. Such a beautiful historic city has fallen into such disrepair. Terrible, really. Okay guys, so it's actually a new day here in Cartagena. I yesterday left that castle Started to feel a little bit queasy. Just popped back to the hostel for a quick nap and then woke up and threw up a bunch. I'm still not feeling particularly well. I was meant to leave Cartagena today, but I booked another night in my hostel. But I'm just bored laying about, so I'm going to try to take a bit of a stroll into town, visit a few more of the historical spots there. Let's see how we go. Gotta love these old colonial sort of buildings, beautiful streets. So we're just strolling through the Getsemani neighborhood. I believe I mentioned it yesterday. It was once a place, the lower class, but it's now become super gentrified with tourists. It's really nice, but super overcrowded. Kind of overstimulating. I believe this is one of the more famous streets in the neighborhood. Super touristy. It's pretty cool though. I don't know if you can make it out, but these flags. This above me now is the Cartagena flag, and here now the red, blue, and yellow. That's Colombia. Pretty cool. Okay guys, we're now in the main plaza. Check out beautiful Cartagena, Colombia. Crazy architecture and history. Very clean in this main bit as well. You can see a lot of these dudes around in their bright green uniforms. It's very nice. This is the famous clock tower, guys, built in the 17th century, and it marks the gate to the walled city. And interestingly, where I'm standing right now, up until about that statue over there, was once a river, and all these roads and stuff built on top of that before ships used to come and go just outside the walled city. But then they realized they needed more places for us scammers to stand, so filled it all in. Cannot walk 2 minutes here without someone shouting at me. It's just annoying, especially when I'm feeling sick as well. Little plaza on the other side of the clock tower here. It's known as Plaza de la Paz, or Plaza of Peace. And back in the day, when slaves were shipped here from West Africa, they were sold and auctioned in this very square. And we see here nowadays, in the big statue here, we have a little crest, and it's showing a African woman. And then you see here her chains are broken, come off her foot lock thing. And it's representing the modern day freedom of the enslaved people here in Colombia. Pretty sweet. Inside the walled city, guys, basically the entire place is one big UNESCO heritage site, which is pretty sweet. But it also means that to change anything in the city is like a logistical nightmare with so much paperwork and stuff. So have a little look around the square, see if you can spot any building that seems like it doesn't quite fit in with the rest. So this building was part of the city when it became a UNESCO heritage site. So even though at that point it was only like 10 years old, they can't get rid of it despite it being a complete eyesore in an otherwise like absolutely beautiful historical center. I don't know, I almost think it makes it even funnier, right? Check out this sweet church, guys. It's It's another big one to add to the collection of South American churches we've witnessed together. But this one's cool as well. So it's dedicated to Pedro Claver. I'd never heard of this guy before I arrived here, but he's a super big deal. In around the 18th century, he was a priest and dedicated his life basically to fighting for the rights of the enslaved people here in Colombia, people who were treated terribly. And he made waves and eventually, you know, got them free and became a saint in the Catholic Church. And here we have a statue of him with a enslaved person. He's there on the left, slave on the right. Pretty cool, man. Never heard of the guy. He's a big deal. Oh guys, I can't lie. Not feeling too great here in Cartagena. Just having to rest in this park with some lemon juice. I don't know who this dude is. Oh, it's Simon Bolivar. He's the man. We talked about him in Bolivia, if you remember. A Venezuelan dude who basically freed every country in South America, or basically. He's the man. Buildings in this part of town are super fancy. You can see here tourists posing with them. If you want to buy a house around here, you need about $7 million US, which is pretty crazy considering what part of the world we're in. Very pretty though. So we got super fancy clothes shops and stuff around here. How pretty are all these buildings, man. I read online these things on the doors. The more you had of them, the richer you were, basically. Status symbol. I personally think they're a little bit ugly, but there you go. Made it to yet another plaza here, Plaza Santo Domingo. And here we have the largest church in all of Cartagena. Let's check it out, man. I'm pretty sure it's open. Wow. So also in this plaza we have this statue of this lady. It said if you rub her breasts, your relationships are more likely to last. This guy's taking ages on it, bro. Okay guys, we are now at the walls of the walled city. Check it out. Now here's the Caribbean Sea, and then for about 11 kilometers all around the old city of Cartagena, they have these fortifications built in the 17th century to prevent the same attacks that the castle was built for from the English and the French. They're pretty impressive. Still standing here today, 300 years later. Guys, I can't lie. This place is beautiful, but I'm feel like I could just sit down and pass out. For that reason, I think I need to leave it here, head back to my hotel and go to sleep. It's a bit rough, but I meant to leave the city, well, I was meant to leave today. I was planning on leaving tomorrow. See how I am. Anyway, thank you for watching.